Allow me to set a scene for you real quick. It's 2006, you're a Raptors fan, it's cold as hell since you're stuck in Canada, and yet you have a warm feeling in your heart. This feeling is being sparked by the fact that you know that your team has the best logo in the league. And even if Toronto will end up with a 27-55 record, you can always look down at the bottom right corner of your TV screen and stare at that logo until the pain of being ranked 12th in the Eastern Conference slowly fades away. This logo is perfect. Everything fits in place really well and nothing is crammed. It portrays a friendly character for people to identify with and sports a really nice yet underused color combination of red and purple. Definitely a bold choice, but it works here. When this objectively perfect logo was inevitably replaced by this dull, lifeless thing, it represented a change in both basketball culture and world culture as well. You see, the NBA's design trends really just reflect the general design trends of everything around it. And look around, the biggest change you will see in terms of design is a lack in personality and vibrance. Modern art consists of solid colors and basic abstract pieces. People prefer white walls in their homes instead of the once ever so popular flower wallpapers that you could see everywhere. Just look in every part of culture and it rings true. Personality and color are a thing of the past. Take a look at one of my favorite old NBA logos, the Fort Wayne Pistons logo. From every technical point imaginable, this logo sucks. The color contrast is atrocious. These hands are inexplicably freaky, and there's a Z in the middle of his chest. Remember, this is the Fort Wayne Pistons logo. They used to be called the Fort Wayne Zollner Pistons, but would eventually drop the Zollner from their name and didn't even bother to take off this massive Z in the middle of their mascot. And yet, despite everything that is so bad about this logo, I love it. I don't care about the technicalities. The amount of personality put into this logo will make anyone smile. And at the end of the day, does a logo serve any other purpose? I mean, that's really achieving the ultimate goal right there. Here's another, the Milwaukee Bucks logo in the 1970s. Whoever designed this made the conscious decision to contrast vomit green with a piss yellow. But look, he's smiling. This little piss deer is so happy, and that makes me feel happy. It may seem small, but out of the NBA's 30 current day logos, only one has a character with a smile. Teams want to be intimidating now. Those that do portray characters don't really do it. It's very easy to not even notice that the Pelicans logo has a pelican. The Hornet in Charlotte's logo kind of just blends in with the background, and the same applies for pretty much every other character we see in modern logos. But with the Fort Wayne Pistons man, I instantly started thinking about him. The things he would do and the things he would say. What would he sound like? What would his personality be like? The Pistons made ads with this guy in different positions and poses. You could very easily slap him onto a cereal box or any other marketable item. Nowadays, you really can't do that for any character on any logo. It might sound nitpicky, but when you really compare some old and new logos, this lack of personality is glaring. The old Hornets logo didn't try to hide the Hornet. He was smack in the middle of the picture, smiling from ear to ear, and he had a name, Hugo. This is the current Hornets logo. Nobody calls this Hornet Hugo. Nobody even ever notices it. The old Grizzlies logo had a bear standing up and growling in the middle of the portrait. Now he sits still, staring blankly with almost no expression at all. It doesn't even have pupils. This isn't a bear. The Bucks went from having this smiling fella to this. The Hawks showed off this smiling guy, then transitioned over to a more intimidating hawk that still obviously very much so looked like a hawk, and then finally committed to an abstract portrayal of a hawk face. The Knicks went from having this character to just a basketball accompanied by the team name. The Wizards went from this character to just a basketball accompanied by the team name. The Warriors went from this character to just a basketball accompanied by the team name. The Raptors tragically followed suit, dropping their character for, you guessed it, a basketball accompanied by the team name. And oh no, we are not done here. The Cavaliers went from having this character to a basketball accompanied by the team name. The Nuggets went from having this character to a basketball accompanied by the team name. Even the Rockets, who have nothing but a random inanimate object to work with for their logo, slapped a mouth and eyes onto a rocket and created a character out of that. Now their logo has changed to, well, I'll just let you guess. Psych, you don't have to guess. It's a basketball accompanied by the team name, because of course it is. And the Pistons, oh my god, the Pistons. They took this little man, this little Pistons man, we are committed to a brand new logo nobody has ever seen before. A basketball accompanied by the team name, but this time it's gonna be in flashy bubble letters. Ooh. Yeah, a few years passed and they realized that those bubble letters were just a bit too ambitious for them, and they returned to a logo as lifeless and dull as all the others. To all the NBA teams out there, if you want a basketball accompanied by the team name on your logo so badly, at least do it like the Rochester Royals. For the love of God, can we at least get a smile in there? Oh yeah, I forgot. Expressing a sense of joy in a logo is, I guess, just illegal now. Even teams that didn't have characters in their logos, this is also applicable to the Lakers logo. Their old logo used to be somewhat creative before, you know, they replaced it with a basketball accompanied by the team name. Logos nowadays are very abstract. They don't portray characters, but rather shapes and colors and words that may have some semblance of a thing in the background. Look close and hard enough, and you might find a pelican in the background of New Orleans' logo, but it's just weaved into the background design. That's the big difference. That pelican is an it, not a he or a she, but an it. We are growing out of the days of there being a correlation between teams' literal physical mascots and their logo. Logos used to be all about portraying the team's mascot, but now barely any even feature anything other than, well, as you guys already know, a basketball accompanied by the team name. This bull very clearly isn't Benny the Bull. This buck isn't Bango the Buck. However, this hornet is definitely Hugo. The only team that I can think of that has kept this tradition alive are the Celtics. It is very clear that Boston's mascot, Lucky the Leprechaun, is a portrayal of the man on the logo, and they're the only ones to continue to do this, despite this once being the thing every NBA team was doing just a couple decades ago. As we near the end of this video, I'll try to be a little more positive. I still stand by the claim that there are currently 0 good logos in the NBA, but if I lower the bar and try really hard, maybe I can say some good things about some of these logos. I'll give the Celtics credit for sticking with this little dude for as long as they have. He definitely used to be more boisterous and expressive in his younger days, but the design change was made decades ago, before this whole simpling down good designs into bad generic ones trend became a thing, so I'll let it pass. Also, he's the only character in any of the logos that we currently have that is smiling. There are also a bunch of pleasing color contrasts in modern day logos. I think the purple and gold in the Lakers logo is visually appealing. The Clippers have a good red, white, and blue vibe going on. The Hornets' hues of blues are nice, and I think the Knicks logo has the perfect orange and blue tones to contrast one another. Still, these logos aren't good because they aren't really anything. It's strange that there's no logo out there that the NBA community unanimously agrees is great, nor do we see any of the vice versa taking place where we see a logo and can all unanimously agree that this is the ugliest thing ever. They're kind of just there, a splotch of lifeless color on the court. Maybe it's okay if our logos aren't technically sound. Maybe these aren't typical art pieces that should be hung up in the walls of galleries and critiqued like normal art. Maybe they're just there to make you feel good, to hype you up for your favorite team. And maybe, despite its flaws, a piss yellow deer delivers on this promise much better than anything we currently have. In all honesty, it's sad that we let an aspect of the game that could be so great and yet is so underwhelming just get away with this, that we allow teams to abandon the riskiness that should come with creating a logo, and instead pretend to care when our favorite team announces that they're transitioning over to having a basketball accompanied by their team name as their next logo. I'm gonna close this one off with a thought I think we should all at least consider in this discussion. These NBA logos are a reflection of society as a whole, and as society becomes less and less expressive and dulled down by technology, perhaps these logos are only following suit. Maybe a big happy man made out of buckets is corny nowadays. It's not cool enough for the newer crowd. Maybe hyperbolic happiness in general in modern times is seen as lame in essentially any context, and maybe NBA designers have discovered this and have ran with this idea. With that being said, I feel like I might be in the dark with this one. I don't think there's a lot of people out there reminiscing about the days of piss yellow deer logos, so let me know in the comments below if I just vented about nothing or if you guys agree with what I'm saying. And honestly, I can see why someone may think that these logos look really cool. Art is subjective, and modern day logos may appeal to people that just tend to prioritize color contrasts and basic aesthetically pleasing designs. And with that, we conclude this video. Please make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this. You're not going to want to miss out on the content I have coming, and every new subscriber means the absolute world to me. You can follow my Twitter, it's @Kagastomus, and with that, stay safe out there.